Marley and Me was another one that really just exploded out of nowhere.
The
book was great, but when they put that movie out, I will say this because I remember it at the time. It was right around Christmas, January-ish, somewhere in there, and they put out Marley and Me, and it was with Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson was the other one that was in it, and is that a good Owen Wilson or not?
It sounded like Cole Hauser.
No, Cole Hauser is that. What? Arrested for what, babe? For being awesome? For being fucking awesome, babe?
Okay, Owen Wilson now?
Mitch Kramer. Owen Wilson. What are we supposed to do about the dog? What are we supposed to do about the dog?
Oh, okay.
Right in. My Owen Wilson could be shitty. I don't know. Never asked me if I've ever done one before.
That was just off the cuff.
I can just hear his name on my mind. But with Marley and Me, the casting director who did Accepted and a couple other movies I did was casting that movie, and I think we met for dinner or we were playing cards or something, and I was just like, "What are you working on?" He said, "This Marley and Me movie about this dog, you know." And, you know, I had taken these Christmas dog meetings and all of that shit at the time. And I was like, well, is it a cash play for the studio? What is it? And he goes, no, it's based on a book. And he's like, yeah, like Jennifer Aniston's in it and Owen Wilson. And I was like, oh, shit, it's a big fucking movie. And he's just like, yeah, you know, seems all right. You know, we'll see what happens with it or whatever. And they kind of put it out and it didn't have like a lot of press or fanfare or any of that shit. And the movie fucking exploded.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely exploded. And everybody who would come out of that movie was just like, see Marley and Me? And I was like, no, I did not see Marley and Me.
Did you cry?
But again, I didn't want to share this Christmas dog story with everyone. So I was just like, all right, no, I didn't see Marley and Me. Finally, a bro of mine was just like, hey man, did you see Marley and Me? And I was like, no, I haven't seen fucking Marley and Me. Everybody's asking me if I've seen Marley and Me. And he goes, you should see it, man. You should see it. And I was like, what? And it was like a bro, you know?
Sure.
And he went with his wife, and he goes, I went with my wife and my kid, and wasn't expecting that. And he really was just like, you know, still sucking it in. Like still might have had a couple tears left in those ducks.
Sure.
And you were like, whoa, what? I was like, man, was it that fucking good? And he goes, man, bro, I'll tell you what, if you can get through it without crying, like I'll buy you beers, you know, first picture's on me. Like I will fucking buy you beer. And I was like, really? I was like, we're talking about Marley and Me? And he goes, yeah, man, fucking Marley and Me, you know, really dropped his voice down too.
Sure.
Just like, yeah, man, fucking Marley and Me. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll go see Marley and Me. So something, I forget what it was. Something had happened and I was, kind of stuck in LA where I think I was waiting for a render to come out on a movie, like an edit, you know, to be finished. And I had to go see a movie. I had time to kill. And I looked at the chart when because I used to go see all the movies at ArcLight. That was my favorite cinema on Sunset Boulevard. So I walk into ArcLight and they had this huge board up that looks like Penn Station where you see all the trains, you know, going by or whatever. So I look at this huge board and the only time I can find for a movie that I'm there for is fucking Marley and Me. So I was like, all right, fuck, I'm going to go see Marley and Me. All right, fuck it. I'll go see Marley and Me.
Okay.
And I go in, and it's way after the release at this point. So I think there's probably only like 4 of us in there. It was probably like the last week it was going to be in theaters. And mid-afternoon, like a matinee, like a 12:30 screening, get some popcorn, get some goobers, you know, sit down for Marley and Me. And I'm just like, man, fuck this. Movie's going along, and I'm like, all right. I can see, like I understand.
Sure.
You know, dogs knocking shit over, having a hard time with the dog,
right?
Everything else, and then you get to the end, and at this point, I'm caught up in the magic of Marley and Me.
You get it.
I'm locked in. I just unleash. I mean, I've maybe only cried that hard like 3 or 4 times in my life, and I was like, it was as if one of them was when my own dog died, and I was like, fuck, yeah. And that was the whole thing of Marley and me. So I sat there in this theater, and like there was only 4 people, and it was spaced out, and I was trying not to like look at anybody, but like I kind of like grazed over at people, and they were fucking crying as well. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, Marley and me, huh? Like, oh boy, I can't believe it. So I called my buddy and I said, hey, I need to tell you something. I should probably take you out for drinks for this one. And he's like, oh shit, is it that serious? And I was like, yeah, kind of to me. And I was like, and he goes, all right, cool. I'll meet you out, whatever. It was like a wing place. Go to a wing place. Waitress comes over. I was like, I need a picture, and here's my card. You can put it on mine or whatever. He's like, oh shit, thanks, man. And I was like, no, I owe you. Marley and me.
I owe you?
Yeah, because I owed him a picture from Marley and me.
Oh, because you cried.
Cried like a fucking baby.
Yes.
And I owed him a picture from Marley, and I was just like, oh boy, I'm really. And he goes, right? What the fuck, man. Marley and me? And I was like, yeah, Marley and me, man. And then I had a man to man.
Confused.
Why?
This seems like such a weird bro story, but go ahead.
Well, that's the thing. This was one of those movies that brings bros together where you're like, wait, what? So I sat there, had a half-hour conversation with him about Marley and me, how he lost his dog, how I lost my dog, and like we shared a pitcher of beer and just chatted about Marley and me for half an hour. And literally afterwards, I go, no one would believe us if I said, hey, we just went out, we went to go watch a game, have some wings, and then we chatted about Marley and me for a fucking half hour. Like, and that's real barbershop talk right there. Because I don't have to share that story with anybody. I could have kept that buried way deep within, same as August Ames, rest in peace.
August!
But I didn't. I'm choosing to share that story. Mm-hmm. And to this day, me and my buddy share that story.
That's really cute.
Yeah. But Marley and me, the dog movies will get you occasionally.
Occasionally, yeah.
Like Beethoven you were talking about. I saw Beethoven as a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't like that fucking movie.
No.
None of those really get me. Marley and Me was the only dog movie that I was just like, oh boy, why
Marley?
Yeah, and I don't know why. Like, and Owen Wilson, like he sold it too, and I was just like, shit.
What?
Yeah, and they had the flashbacks and the whole thing, and like
sure.
And knowing how hard it is to shoot with a dog too is just like, oh God. I got swept up in that. To this day, I won't watch it again either. Like that was the only time I'd watched it, and I won't watch it again for the fact of like, that's too sad. Can't do it. And I remember the first movie I cried at as a kid, where like I got sad or like emotional about it, and it was The Natural. It was The Natural is what it was. That was the first one where it was just like, oh man.
Mine was Where the Red Fern Grows, and that's a dog one.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, they buried the dog with the thing. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Mine was The Natural, and
and Frequency.
He wasn't going to play. Oh God. Was it really Frequency? Is that a Dennis Quaid? That's the Dennis Quaid one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cried at Frequency. Hell yeah. Man. Did you not? You didn't watch it.
I maybe got halfway through it. I just couldn't.
I don't think you watched it.
Wasn't my jam. I know I got about halfway through it. It wasn't my jam. I didn't watch the rest of it. Marley and Me though, I got swept away. But yeah, The Natural was the first one I cried at as a child, and then grown up wise, where I lost it was Saving Private Ryan. Oh. Saving Private Ryan, when Tom Hanks gets offed at the end.
Okay.
Fuck, man. I thought he was going to make it. I thought he was going to make it. And I was just like, get him out of here. He's been through so much. Just get Tom out alive. Like, I wanted Matt Damon to get killed. I was like, cool. Kill Matt Damon, save Tom Hanks. That's where I was at in that whole shit. And I like that one got me. And I was like, oh, man. And he's up against that tank and he just slumped over. And I'm like, fuck you,
Tom.
Dude. Fuck you. And there's not too many deaths on screen that are like that. The death of the dog in Marley and Me, Tom Hanks, and I would say Bob in Stranger Things too. Like that fucked me up. I didn't want to see Bob go out like that.
You didn't cry though.
I didn't cry, but I was real pissed off.
I was really pissed.
Fucking pissed.
I was really pissed. He's gonna have to like come back in some other capacity because I was just like, no,
can't,
not Bob.
And the thing is,
we're
it's like
spoiler alerting.
Yes, spoiler alert. But look, we did a movie with Sean Astin right before they shot that. And he didn't even fucking tell us. Like, he didn't even tell us that happened or any of that shit. So
no, he's not supposed to.
Well, you have to sign an NDA and all that stuff. But I was genuine. Like, I screamed at the television. I was like, no, not Bob. I didn't want to see Bob go out like that.
Oh, Bab.
Yeah, Bob. And the last time I screamed at a television like that was the end of The Sopranos, where I thought the power went out.
Yes.
But that was the only 2 times I screamed at a television where I was like, no, why? For 2 totally different reasons.
Right.
But yeah. I love the fact, though, that movies and television have the power to move you and be able to do that.